Think about it. Hi, welcome to the Think About It series. This is a series that we'll do every Thursday to tell you about some of the things we have experienced that travelers do while on a trip or while preparing for a trip, or things that they do at the airport or even during their visa applications. On today's Think About It series, we're going to be talking about how much do you travel with, or how much is enough to travel with. So now, I want you to think about this. If you're a tourist traveling to a destination and you're staying for, let's say, 6 days, and of course for those 6 days you need to eat, you need to move around, or you need to even do a little shopping or buy a few things, not necessarily a lot of shopping, but what about if you forget your toothpaste or you forget your soap and you need to buy something? Now, let's give an instance of a tourist traveling with $200. $200 is definitely not enough to visit a destination for 6 days. Why? If your hotel is offering you breakfast, it means that your breakfast or your meal every morning is sorted, right? But you are going to have lunch and dinner. So let's assume the average cost of lunch and dinner is about $15 to $20 per day. Yes, that's if you are eating in, some of these fast food restaurants. And sometimes you may get some Chinese restaurants that cost that amount of money. But remember, it's not in all destinations, because some destinations food is actually much more expensive in some destinations compared to some others. So let's even just be modest and say $20 on each meal. For lunch and for dinner. So we're looking at about $40 a day on a meal. If you are staying for 6 days, let us do the rough calculation. 40 times 60, that's about $240 that you are spending already on meals. And imagine you're traveling with only $200. Okay, so let's assume you have to transport yourself, because you are definitely not going to stay in the hotel throughout your 6 days and just be sleeping and waking up and be watching TV. You might as well have done that in Nigeria. You didn't need to travel all the way to another country, pay for flights, pay for hotel to just sleep in a hotel. Now, you have to go out. You have to experience the city. You have to do city tour. You have to do some of the tours and attractions. You are going to spend money on that if you didn't actually book them ahead of your trip. So let's assume the average cost of a cheap tour is maybe $30, and the 2 days of your trip you want to do maybe 2 tours. So we're talking about $60. That is already $240 plus $60. That is $300, and you traveled with $200. My dear, you will be stranded. So think about it. When you're traveling from Nigeria to another country, usually immigration would sometimes ask you, how much are you traveling with? The reason is because they want to know how much you're going with, and they want to be sure that you can actually afford to enjoy yourself, pay for your meals, pay for all the basic amenities while you're in the other country. And sometimes even immigration in that other country could ask you how much you are coming with, because they want to be sure that when you get to their country, you will not abscond. So my dear brothers and sisters, when you're traveling, don't always think that, oh, I can just travel with $200 cash and I can go with my ATM card. Remember that your Nigerian ATM card has limits, and sometimes you may not even be able to withdraw more than $100. So remember our calculation, and remember, if you're able to withdraw $100 from your card and you have your $200, you have only $300. Think about it. That money is not enough. So in my own view, I would say if you're traveling to a destination and your breakfast is sorted and maybe your tours are sorted, at least travel with a minimum of $700. Worst case scenario, $500. Just know that you are not planning to shop. Just know that all that money is for transportation and eating, and maybe you can buy 1 or 2 souvenirs for your friends and your family. Some destinations also require that you have a certain amount of money set aside per day throughout your trip. So if you're traveling to a destination for 6 days and the destination says that you should have at least $200 spending money per day, it means that for that destination for 6 days you should have $1,200. So before you embark on that journey, check the destination requirements, check the cost of food, the cost of living in that destination, to give you an idea of how much you should travel with. If you plan to shop, then you know that you also need to take much more money just to cover your your daily expenses and your shopping. Some countries, even when you apply for visas, will not even give you a visa when they see that the money in your bank statement is below a certain amount of money, because they know how much cost of living is in their country, and they expect that if you are coming in as a tourist, you should have a certain amount of money. So remember, if you are going on that trip, think about it. Think about what you need. Think about how much you are going to spend, and think about what you will be doing while you are there. Don't just travel because you want to travel. Think about it. Think about it.